Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonky Kook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, and we are continuing our 100% all achievements walkthrough for Calico. I'm just going to pop right in. If you have any questions or concerns, I recommend reading or listening to the first 10 minutes or so of part 1. That'll cover everything we're going through. Otherwise, I assume you're just jumping right in from the ending of part 1. So what you do immediately, once you have busted through and got your achievement here, is teleport back to the cafe. We're going to take a right and we're going to head back up to Autumn. The game now all of a sudden is not loading anything. I do enjoy this game. I honestly did, but some of these glitches are just infuriating. We're going to head all the way back up the mountain to talk to Autumn, let them know that we busted through the landslide and that we can do a delivery for them. Just realized, okay, she is up here. Again, make sure you check that map because Autumn can visit your cafe, so you might run up here for no reason. But ask her if she needs anything. I don't think any of the dialogue makes a difference here, but if it does, just choose all the... start the conversation again and just choose all the default ones like I did. We're now going to find the mayor, and the mayor is over at the community center. So once again, leap to your death. Hop across the river. I love doing that. My dad used to tell a story about how he'd play Mario with me as a kid, and when he went off the edge, Mario just died. And when I had Mario go off the edge, I would make Mario jump and continue to survive. And that's what that reminds me of, because I should have fallen in the water, but I just jumped in midair. Go ahead, talk to the mayor. Need anything? The mayor says, there's a red panda that would look good in your cafe, so get off of Calico, turn around, pick up patches, and assign them to the cafe. Tell Kiva that you did the thing, and turn in the quest. Talk to Kiva again to get another quest. It's one for making each type of item or food, so there's savory, sweet, and I think fancy was the third one. I can't remember for sure. But we already did that, so you can immediately talk to Kiva and turn that quest in as well. Now that we are back in town, if you have reset the inventory, run over here and check for more recipes. I don't remember if we did or not. We did not. Okay. So there won't be anything new over there. I do recommend, again, just checking to see if these are here every chance you get. And if you are concerned about it, feel free to sleep every time we go back to the cafe so that the next time you run into town, you can check for revamped inventory. As you can see, our beans are almost over 4K right now, so we have plenty to be able to purchase things. From here on out, excuse me. Sorry about that. From here on out, money is not going to be an option. We are in very good position to continue the rest of the game. But again, I'm not going to recommend you go out of your way to do any of the RNG recipes, because even if you don't get them right now, like, you can glitch Oliver if he goes to your cafe, and you can use the magic broom to get to the village or the shops significantly faster than Calico. And so we'll cover that at the end of the game. If you don't happen to get them by the end of the game, or you still need them at the end of the game, I will cover how to get them. So we got a snowy deer, the deer here, the aptly named. Go ahead, pick them up, drop them, and apparently we're going to ride them. That is not what I intended to do. Get on Calico and continue to ride up the hill. When you get up the hill, and, well, over the bridge and up the hill, you will see Rusty the cat wandering around right in front of you. Go ahead and pick up Rusty. Add them to your party, then pick them up and put them on your head. Back behind Rusty over here, we have 3 polar bears, so pick up each one. I start with the kiddos just so I can upset the mother bear. And then back here on the right side is Snow Dog the dog, which I think is supposed to be like a wolf or maybe a husky that's all white or something like that. Head back even further into this area to meet Freya. Introduce yourself, chat again. Freya is the one I told you about that's like, hey, do you think birds and cats can be friends? Why don't you add one to your cafe? So, once you do, turn around to find Raven hopping around, pick Raven up and assign them to the cafe, then return to Freya to turn that quest in. Talk to Freya again to get another quest for bringing, I think it's donuts to Maya. There is a chance Maya is standing right next to Freya. If she is, you can talk to her and turn in the quest, or give her the donuts, and then Maya's like, hey, why don't you give cookies to Freya? And you can then talk to Freya and turn that quest in right away as well. But don't worry about it too much. We will be covering it if Maya is not sitting there. So head back the way you came, and instead of going up the mountain, go right here and follow this all the way around. But yeah, if Maya is standing there, then you can go ahead and deviate from the guide a little bit and turn in that quest, and then you just don't have to worry about it later. But I'm going to be following, obviously, what's happening in my playthrough, so feel free to ignore Maya, and you can do things the way I do them. There's a couple of little things like that that might change in your playthrough. So once we get over here, we have Arctic Fox the fox. We're going to pick up Arctic Fox the fox, drop them, and then mount them. We're going to ride them all the way up the hill. Actually, get off them. I apologize. Add them to your party, and then mount them. Once we get up the hill, we don't want them running away, so sorry for that. But we have to run all the way back this way. The only reason I do this is because I've noticed that the animal I have mounted and rode up to the top kind of goes crazy. And I don't know if this is... It should happen twice to me, where I rode the Arctic Fox up, and then the Arctic Fox was fine. But if I rode Calico, then my Arctic Fox went nuts and was jumping all over the place, and sometimes I couldn't find them. So this may not make a difference, but I recommend you ride the Arctic Fox up just in case it does have anything to do with their behavior when we get up here. So once you get to the clearing here, you will find... I believe it is Rabbit the bunny wandering around. So pick up Rabbit and drop them. Once you get up here, we see Cappy the Capybara. He can be anywhere in this building. There's also a tiny dog named Yukiko, and it looks like Yukiko must be up here. Pick up Yukiko and have them follow you. They are going to be with us for a while. We now have to get the 2 large capybaras that are wandering the spring. So there's Friendo and Captain Bara. I'm not entirely sure that I picked up 2 different, so I'm going to make sure to grab both. And then we'll head back this direction. I'm going to grab the Arctic Fox just for the heck of it, because the animals go nuts in that spring. And then we're going to talk to Lumi and introduce ourselves. Talk to her again. Say you wanted to talk about something, and you'll do Autumn's delivery and the dialogue that goes with that. And then talk to Lumi again and ask if she needs anything. She says, hey, the villagers at your cafe should experience the mountain animals. Why don't you put the Arctic fox in your cafe? So turn around, pick up the Arctic fox, and send them to the cafe. Then talk to Lumi to turn that quest in. We're all caught up here, so fast travel back to the cafe and go ahead and sleep. I don't know if you can sleep with a cat on your head. We're going to find out. Again, it never hurts to sleep. Hey, ride Calico. We're going to head all the way back up to Autumn once more. So take a right at the crossroads here. It's just really weird. Sometimes the trees are there, sometimes the bushes are there, sometimes one is there and the other isn't, sometimes neither are there. Again, I do enjoy this game, but man, some of the glitches are just weird. So we're going to ride all the way up to the top here. And we're going to get scones from Autumn for finishing that quest for her. So say you did the thing. Go through the dialogue. I don't think any of it matters. Go ahead and talk to Autumn again about needing something. And she wants to feed a cat some cat treats. So pull Rusty off of your head. Say you did the thing and watch Rusty float away. Go ahead, go to your potion tab using the view button. Pull out the floaty potion so that Rusty can return to normal. Then pick up Rusty, or don't, because the game is weird. And you can tell them to be free and return from whence they came. We now need to find Maya, so check your map. Maya is usually at her treehouse, and that's where she is right now. So we'll return there. We're going to deliver some donuts, I believe, to Maya. Again, this would be the quest. If Maya was standing next to Freya, you don't need to do this. You can just head into the Snowbell Mountains and skip ahead a little bit because it's only a couple second detour. But go chat with Maya. Tell Maya I wanted to talk to you about something. And now she's like, bring her cookies. And now we're going to head into the Snowbell Mountains. When you get to the plateau, when you get to the clearing with the snowy deer, we're going to take a right here. And head all the way down here. You will see the orange cones and some construction cats just sitting around. We're going to chat with that one in the front, but we will not be able to understand them. But that will give us a quest, and we need to return all the way up. And we will take a right at the Snowy Deer and return into the Snowbell Mountains. At the bridge here is a Capybara, because we slept. So once you finish Lumi's quest with the Arctic fox, if you sleep at any point after, now the Capybaras escape. So since we slept, the Capybaras are here. We're going to handle that quest. At least parts of it right now. Because we will have to return to Lumi sooner rather than later. On the right here, you're going to head over and get the second Capybara and add them to your party. And then go talk to Freya. Tell Freya you did the thing. Maya wanted you to have that. And that will go through that dialogue for that quest. You can say, need anything, I didn't think so, but I wanted to check. And now say construction cats. Freya will be like, we'll assemble the Owl Club. You need to find Maya now. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to return with our 2 capybaras following us. And we're going to go find Maya. It appeared Maya was on her steps. But she is not. She's running up into the Snowbell Mountains. That jerk. So now we have to run all the way into the mountains to get Maya. Again, sometimes this game is very frustrating. And it's always important to check your map before you do what I did. Because if I would have seen her running into the mountains, I would have met her halfway down instead of teleporting. But nothing you can do. That was super mean. So we ran all the way up here, talked to Maya, tell them Owl Club, and now fast travel back to the cafe. If you want to check Estelle's inventory, I think we've already slept since the last time we did. You're going to be talking to Ash here, and then you have a delivery to make to Lumi, so we will finish off the Capybara quest. And we're going to keep an eye on Oliver, because he might be heading to our cafe, and if he is, I'm going to show you how to abuse that system. So go ahead, run back into town, talk to Estelle first. Just check for the cake recipe, it is not there. Talk to Ash, say Owl Club, but Ash says I have deliveries to make, so we need to help with the deliveries. As you can see, Oliver is heading to our cafe, so we're going to take a quick detour here. We need to go back to our cafe anyways to head into the Snowbell Mountains, but I'm going to show you how to abuse Oliver's inventory here. So, run in. If Oliver is ever in your cafe at this point, when you have a ton of money, talk to him, ask what's for sale, check his inventory. So, we have the cream puff and the bread. And I believe we've already purchased the cornet. So we have the cornet, the cream puff, the bread. And so I think we still need the muffin and the cheesecake. Yes. So most villagers, when you sleep and they are in your cafe, leave. So run upstairs and sleep. This resets Oliver's inventory. So then hop back downstairs, and Oliver is still here. Go and chat with him again, and you can check his new inventory, where he has the cheesecake, but no muffin. So we are once again going to run upstairs and sleep. And Oliver is still down here. And you just have to keep doing this over and over again until you get all 5 of the random recipes. The cornet, the muffin, the cheesecake, the cream puff, and the bread. And there's the muffin. We are all done. That's all 5 of Oliver's recipes. We do not have to worry about him anymore. I will do something at the end of the video for those of you that aren't lucky like this to show off what you have to do. But again, keep an eye out on the notification up by the currency. If someone purchases anything, make sure to see if it's Oliver. If it is, drop what you're doing and come back here. So we're going to head back into Snowbell Mountains. So get on to Calico. And we have to not only deliver an item to Lumi up in the mountains, but we also have to find the final Capybara to return them to Lumi. Although she doesn't know we're trying to do that yet. And unfortunately, some of this does take quite a long time to do. Oh, apparently one of them left us. Did both of them left? Yep, they did. Okay. So when you leave the area, they do not follow you, apparently. So you'll have to pick them up again. I apologize, I did not know that. I should have, though, because I tried to keep the Capybaras in my party, and the second the quest triggered, the game pulled them out of my party, so I knew I couldn't prepare for it. So we'll grab the second Capybara. And the third one is over where the Arctic fox was, so you have a little bit of a jog here. Again, I apologize. As I said, this isn't a strict schedule. Some of these things deviate as we go through the game, so you'll just need to be able to adjust your what you're doing a little bit to make up for whatever the game decides to do to you. So you'll see the tiny Cappy, the Capybara. Go ahead, pick him up, or pick them up, and put them on your head. Get back onto Calico, and we are now going to go all the way back. Poor Yukiko just caught up to us. We are going to go all the way back and head up the mountain to Lumi. The good news is you only have to do this one more time before the end of the game. So, and by that point you have the horse, who is significantly faster. Unfortunately, you only get the horse for like 5 to 10 missions before you get the flying broom. So you don't get to enjoy the horse quite as long as you should, but head up the hill with my nice warm Capybara hat. Papa Smurf is coming to save the day. I can only imagine what someone would think if Papa Smurf, riding a large cat, house cat, and wearing a Capybara hat, came up to me and said, "I have a delivery for you." So head back inside, press Y to get off of Calico, and go chat with Lumi. Say supplies delivery, then chat with Lumi again, and need anything, the dialogue doesn't matter, but she tells you that a group came in and kind of trashed the place and scared the Capybaras off. Once again, feel free to select the Capybara quest so that the counter shows up on your screen. All you have to do is pick them up. Pick all 3 of them up and drop them down into the spring. Once you're down off the stairs, picking them up and dropping them anywhere will do. Once the collection has all 3 of them, you can return to Lumi to turn the quest in. We now have to head back into town and find the mayor, so just figure out where she is. She's at the community center. We have slept, but if you hadn't, feel free to go back and sleep and check Estelle's shop since we're heading into town for that final cake. As I said in my testing, I did this throughout the game and still had to spend another 10 minutes. Oh, the mayor's trying to run away from us. So, talk to the mayor, deliver the egg, and now we have to go meet Lily, so we'll take a little detour over to Estelle just to check for cake. There is no cake. So head over to Lily. We did get a recipe from Lumi for Taiyaki. Taiyaki, I don't know how to say that. Head over to Lily and turn in the chair delivery. And now return to Ash to let Ash know that deliveries are done and the Owl Club can meet again. Once you do, the only thing you have left is to return to the Owl Club meeting. Deliveries are done, and now we can race Ash to the Owl Club meeting. I do recommend, at this point, running inside once more and sleeping. You're going to be waiting a while for Ash to show up anyways. So you have the time to do that. You'd honestly have the time to run in and check Estelle's shop again. So might as well do that once. And we'll probably still beat Ash up the mountain. But you can't do anything until Ash runs all the way up to Freya's house. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to use the extra time that you're waiting for Ash to make it up there. So go ahead. Yep, just double checking we're in good shape. We'll check for cake. There it is. There's some cake, so go ahead and purchase it if you're lucky enough to get it. Return back to the cafe and head into the mountains up for Owl Club. So that is our, I think, like our 19th recipe or something like that. We're, again, if you don't get them, do not fret. I will show you how to do so at the end of the game. I've already shown you the Oliver method, so keep that in mind if Oliver ever goes to your cafe. But the flying broom makes grinding out Estelle very quick, so don't worry about doing it over and over and over again during the regular game. As you can see, we have caught up to Ash, so we did not lose any time by doing that. Gonna check on our playtime here. Okay, 28 minutes. We'll probably go through opening Clover Coast then. Once Ash gets up here, we're gonna just run right into the center of the three of them, and that will start a dialogue. Turns out that Ash can speak cat, and now we have to run all the way down to the construction cats so that Ash can speak with them. And you'll have another probably minute or so that you're going to sit at the bottom and wait for them to catch up to you. And since we've already made the bagels in our cafe, once Ash talks to the construction cats and they say they want bagels, we can immediately talk to the construction cat and immediately turn in the quest, which actually freezes the Owl Club here. Excuse me. I've been doing a lot of recording, so my voice is starting to feel the effects. Here comes the Owl Club. As I said, you just kind of have to sit here and wait. Once all three of them are in position, actually, you might be able to do it with just Ash, but you're once again just going to run in between them. Yep, you don't have to wait. Okay. So once Ash is there, you can run in between them. They'll have a little bit of a dialogue. Now talk to Ash. Skip the dialogue, immediately talk to the construction cat. And you have opened Cutie City. This would be a fourth achievement that would pop for you. And we are now all caught up. As you can see, the Owl Club is still here. You are supposed to get that quest and then teleport to the cafe to make bagels. Since we already did that, it did not give the Owl Club time to run away like the construction cats are. So they're just stuck here forever. So we'll have to come back over here for the quests later on. But we have opened up Cutie City. And now we are going to head over to our first Cutie City villager. If we were doing this in the text walkthrough, it's a little more difficult to describe, but luckily video is pretty easy to follow along with. Introduce yourself to Malcolm. Press B to go through the dialogue. You are going to have to choose some dialogue here, so make sure you're not skipping too quick. I'm sure you won't embarrass yourself. Okay, let me see the first one. That one's perfect. And now you're done. Hop off your cat, pick up Pigeon, the bird, and then run down to this playground to find Tricksy the raccoon. Pick up Tricksy, press B to place them on your head. And we're gonna go introduce ourselves to Steve over here. Steve's gonna ask us for a display case so that he can turn it cute. And we will be back with one later on. For now, head down to the safety cat over here and turn around. We only talk to the safety cat to get the quest started. There's a ton of quests we're going to be picking up here. So go ahead and jump down to this middle, it's technically the third of the 5 streets in the city, and introduce yourself to Zin. Press A again. I wanted to talk to you about something. Mushroom spores for Lily. That will advance that quest. Need anything? Hi, what is it? She wants us to put more chairs in the cafe. We already did that, so you can talk to her and turn that in. Down this street here, you will see Mary the cat. Sometimes Mary likes to wander along to the second street and back down, so keep an eye out for that. And then directly behind Mary is Lee. Introduce yourself to Lee. Chat again to get a quest. He wants to get a stuffed animal for Maribel out of a claw machine, but he's running out of money. Wants 100 beans. We can afford that. And we will be back later. Walk down into this alleyway and check around for a raccoon. There's Raccoon the raccoon. If you sit there, Raccoon will eventually walk in here. So if not, head down towards this end of the street. And sometimes I've found him like stuck on the stairs here. So continue down into the city and head over this way to meet with Safina. Since you already got the corporate retreat quest, you immediately go into a dialogue about having gotten that quest. Dialogue options do not matter. chat with Safina again, ask if she needs anything. They figured out some items they think belong in your cat cafe. We've already put them there, so tell her you did the thing and go through the dialogue. Chat with her again, and be careful of what you pick here, although it doesn't matter too much. You can spam A and pick all the dialogue you need. As long as you pick the default items, which you do by pressing A, you'll be fine. So, now that that's done, turn around and head towards the boardwalk. Over by the arcade, this purple building here, you'll see Miss Kitty, the kitty, walking around. And then jump down to the beach to find Ollie the puppy. I wanted to say Ollie, but I couldn't remember for certain. With Ollie collected, we are going to teleport to the cafe. Run inside real quick. Press the Y button. Press the A button over your display case. And press the X button to store it. That will give us our display case for Steve to adjust. And now we need to find Poppy. Calico seems to have glitched out a little bit, so we're just going to run for now. There we go. So we're going to go... You have a bunch of quests right now that need you to sleep to advance them, but the Poppy quest needs you to sleep to advance it as well, so we're going to go ahead and wait to sleep and advance things until we get every quest at the same time. So, run over to Poppy, chat with him, say poison beach flowers. Can you clear the flowers? We have to go chat with the mayor. If you're lucky, and we are not, the mayor would be at her house on the hill, but she's over at the community center, so we have to run over that direction. Actually, I apologize. Before we run away, go chat with Lily. Tell her you did the thing. Chat with her again, or with Poppy, since they're standing in the same plane of existence. Talk to Lily again, ask if she needs anything, and she will tell you about some monster plants that showed up. She wants us to go talk to Autumn. So once we get that quest, now we need to go find the mayor, make sure she is still at the community center, or wherever you were heading before. I apologize for that. Kiva is going to say, well, we need someone who knows flowers, and I'll be like, Poppy already said he does. And then she'll like, we need money. Well, Cat Corporation sent us, so we're good to go with that. And now return to Poppy. And we are going to turn in that quest, and Poppy will tell us to come back the next day. We're good to go on the flowers, and now he tells you to go home and sleep. So that's what we're going to do. Hop into the cafe, say hello to all the construction cats who are inside of your chairs, and head to sleep. I do recommend sleeping twice, or you can sleep once and go to the quests tab. Just to make sure that all of the quests that tell you to come back tomorrow are on their final, like talk to Safina, talk to Malcolm, talk to Lee, etc. You just want to make sure all of those are have advanced. So you can try sleeping twice just to make sure that it happens. You can do whatever you want. Just make sure that all of them have advanced. Now we're going to head up to Autumn. Chat with Autumn. Tell them I wanted to talk to you about something and go through the dialogue. I don't think the choices matter. Talk to her again and ask her what's for sale. And buy the Nighty Night Potion. It's the only one you need. I would recommend maybe purchasing the Good Morning Potion just so you can make a day again, but the night one is the one we need specifically. If she doesn't have it, you'll have to go to the cafe and sleep in return and try to get it then, but otherwise you're going to be waiting a significant amount of time later on. So go ahead and get back on to Calico and head back into town. If you still need cake, or heck, if you need anything, honestly. If you need cake, go ahead and check Estelle's shop. Oliver is up in the snowy Snowbell Mountains, so it's not really worth going to get him at the moment. But we do not need the cake, so I'm not going to head over there. We need to return this raccoon to Sunny. So get off of Calico, press B, and talk to Sunny. This gives you the Boba Tea Recipe. Now we're going to climb onto Calico and go talk to Lily to turn in that quest that we just got. I did the thing. Now we're going to run over this direction. We're going to jump off right onto Steve's house. And we're going to chat with him. I did the thing. And he'll turn our basic display case into a cute one, and we never speak with Steve again. Head back over this way. We're going to chat with Malcolm now. He placed second in the dance competition and is really excited. That is also the only quest you do with Malcolm. Go ahead and check your map. Make sure Lee is where he should be on that 3rd street. You can sometimes find him by the arcade down at the boardwalk too. So just make sure of where he is. We're going to chat with him and he'll give us the plush that he won, but wants us to deliver it. So do that. Now we're going to head down to Safina. And we'll have a few quests to turn in. So I'm going to get off of Calico here. So first, say I did the thing. And you will get 3,000 beans back for your investment. And now say... Let me just make sure. Yep. Say that Clover Coast is open. All the cats will be excited. And that will be it. There is our achievement for unlocking the Clover Coast Beach. That is the first achievement that has popped on screen. Let me check where we are at, because I may stop this video there. That's another 45-minute part. I think we're in good shape. So if you have any questions or comments for me, feel free to let me know below. If not, I will see you guys in the next part, which should be our final part.